name is Felix Beck, and you're Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. So this is number 6 in our 48-part series, The 48 Ways to Wisdom. This was a series of classes devised by Rabbi Noach Weinberg, of blessed memory, my rabbi from Aish Torah, from Rabbinical Seminary Aish Torah. When I was there, he basically started. He was the embodiment of it. Yeah, something that you'll notice. This is a bit of an aside. Something you notice that every organization follows the personality of the person in charge. Aish Torah certainly did. It was very. We were kind of like a semi-revolutionary, at least at the time, Rabbinical Ceremony, if you can imagine such a thing. So anyway, his big thing was this class, the 48 Ways to Wisdom, and that comes from something called the Mishnah, which is a codification of Jewish law. And one of these Mishnahs, one of these tractates, Mishnahs called Pirkei Avot. Within that, there's one of these things that give a list 48 ways to acquire greatness. You can be pretty much anything. You can believe whatever you want. You can believe in atheist. You can be Jewish. You can be whatever. And these are just generally good life lessons that you can, that if you add to your life, it will absolutely benefit your life. So we're on number 6 today, Mastering Fear. Before we get into it, can you hit the like button? That'll be great. Can you hit the share button? Freaking awesome. Thank you very much. Can you hit the subscribe button? That'd be pièce de résistance. I do like that subscribe button. Comment, and if you want to be really super, like insanely nice, go check out my Indiegogo. 2 freaking awesome graphic novels over here. There you go. Freaking awesome graphic novels for your delight and delectation. I think there's one more left at the sale price. You get both for $40 and a whole bunch of extras. And then it goes up. I was going to put it up to 45, but I'm a big softie. I'm putting up to 42, the meaning of life, the universe, and everything. Fine, so let's look at this 48 Way to Wisdom. Number 6, Mastering Fear. Now, this is an interesting one because the progressors of the world, the Kindler of the world, the Twitterati, they say fear is a terrible thing, and fear can't bring you anything good. They're morons. They're morons about a lot of things, but morons about this. Roller coaster and horror movies. We pay good money to be scared out of our wits. Harness the potential energy of fear. There's a lot of energy in there. I think we all know there's a lot of energy in there for positive purposes. So it starts off by saying the Jewish word yira means both to fear and to see, right? Because I think there's a real combination between the two. I think fear comes from seeing disaster. So you don't actually have to see it physically coming. You can see it in your mind's eye. I think that's what fear is. And I think that's what all horror movies does. It basically leads you to think fear is coming, and you get that adrenaline rush. Again, it's what we pay for because we're doing it we know it's in a safe environment. So they bring down the example of fear being a good motivator. You tell your teenage son to take the garbage out. He's like, yeah, later. And then when you chase them around with a belt, they'll probably get to it quicker. I mean, listen, look, Michael Jackson. A very talented individual. I doubt he was able to learn how to walk backwards and do the moonwalk until his father took the belt to him, which apparently is exactly what happened, right? It's exactly how he learned to harness that power. So what is it? What is it worth being afraid of, right? So that's the thing. If you can be afraid of the right things, your life can explode. It can explode, and it be in a good way. If you can be afraid of the correct things, you can really motivate yourself. So the first thing it says, be afraid of meaningless, right? Be afraid that your entire life has no point or meaning to it. So you got to ask yourself a lot of the time, like, what are you living for, right? What are you living for? What's the point of life? And that changes as you go through life. That's why I ended up making these comics. By the way, I was here. I'll plug my thing again. I was asking myself. I was doing web design, graphic design. I really wasn't enjoying it. I said, is this really what God wants us to do with our lives? This seems like making another website for another ridiculous startup that's obviously going to fail, right? You can see when they're going to fail. That's what motivated me to make a significant life change, because I just don't think that's what life was for, right? I don't think life was for. And when you make these changes, they don't come easy, right? And they are challenging, but they are much more rewarding. fear of mortality. So this gets better. I mean, this gets more acute as you go on, as you live life. When you're a teenager, you really believe you're going to live forever. You don't think there's anything. You don't have an idea of mortality. But by the time I was heading towards my 40th birthday, which is getting up to 10 years ago now. I realized that I hadn't achieved things I wanted to achieve. I wrote a book for my son as a bar mitzvah present, like a philosophy book. Because I just felt it's something I wanted to do. I wanted to have done in my life, right? That was brought forward by that fear of mortality, right? Fear wipes out pettiness, right? So listen, if you're a regular follower of my channel, you know I am reasonably pissed off with a couple of people in my synagogue, right? At the same time, I think there's a reasonable chance that the end of days are fast approaching. Yeah, and I think we're going to go the scary route as opposed to the warm, fluffy bunny route. But I think in the end, I think we're all going to be beating our swords into plowshares, and it'll be happy and groovy. But these people I'm mad about. When I really concretized that I believe this was going to happen, I do. I think it's going to happen in the next month or so. It'll start off. But when that happened, and I was really gunning for them, like they were terrible. They would run out of the way whenever I came near. I didn't care. You know, I'm like, why? If this is the end of Western civilization, I don't really care that these people were somewhat crappy, you know, and have behaved in a way, you know, lower than I would expect, right? So, what does wipe out pettiness when you realize like how transient and how transient life is. And like how, you know, you've got to be afraid of not having a meaning in your life, right? You've got something that you've really got to have genuine fear of, because I think that motivates you to move forward. Fear of God. Well, you can only do this if you believe in God, right? So this works good. This works for me. Like a lot of times I'm doing stuff which will be, I want to do something that's negative, that's not beneficial. And bottom line, well, I know God can smash me. You know, I think God's bigger than me. Being fear of God thing. But, you know, there's another type of fear which I've experienced one time in my life, and it was incredible, right? It's cool, and it was more of like an awesome fear, right? I was praying. You pray 3 times a day in Judaism. I was doing regular praying, and I just realized for a second, like how limitless God was, right? And it's terrifying, right? It's terrifying, and it's also really, really powerful. It really does like give you an incredible amount of power. Myth number 1: fear is painful. No, people pay to be scared again, but they pay to be scared in a safe manner. On one hand, people say that fear is uncomfortable and threatening. We structure our lives to avoid it. On the other hand, people on roller coasters do it. So yeah, they pay for it in a safe environment. But fear is an incredible motivator. And again, this is not paralyzing fear. We said fear is paralyzing. It's not. It's the right type of fear. I think that needs to be talking about. People think fear is paralyzing or reduces your potential. Actually, the opposite is true. Fear can generate superhuman feats. That is true. That is true. But like, listen, a lot of time fear is also people don't know what to do. They're just stuck on the spot. Without fear, we will we avoid challenges, right? We avoid the challenge. Myth number 3: fear means loss of freedom. No, really. Fear is demeaning. Yes, fear is demeaning because it means there's something bigger than you, right? And I don't think that's what the Twitterati would like to think. It's going. So let's look at the crib notes for this one. The bullet points. Fear helps you. Fear helps you do what's right, not what society thinks is right. That's a big one, right? That's a big. Again, the reason I'm reasonably pissed off with a couple of people in my synagogue is because there was something going on there which I thought was wrong, and I made a stand. I stood up and I said it was wrong, which meant I had to put myself in opposition to an authority figure, and he did not like that at all. But I was scared not to, right? I was scared not to because I thought that was the wrong thing. I'm scared to do the wrong thing, not do the right thing and do the wrong thing. Fear gets you in touch with your own mortality. Death is the most potent fear. Fear is an exercise in free will. That's very true. Be afraid of a meaningless old age. If you live as if there will always be tomorrow, you'll never make much of the day. That is also very true. Fear is not restricting. Fear is power and freedom. With fear, you can feel the thrill of life 100% of the time. Yeah, listen, I used to listen to the Howard Stern show a lot. I used to love that. I think he's like sold out completely. I've listened for like 20 years, right? But there was, I had a comedian on there called Artie Lang, who was a massive gambler and heroin addict. So, not the best role model. But he says, if you want to enjoy a game of football, like a sports game, this is what you do. You put $5,000, you go to your local gangster bookie, you put $5,000 on a team to win when you only got $500 in your bank account. And your legs are going to be broken if you don't pay up. That will be the best game. The best game that you've ever watched in your life. So there you go. You can learn wisdom from everyone, even me. My name is Phil Becken, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're motivated. Well, motivated too. You're notified when new videos drop.